I can only imagine what it will be like when I walk by your side. I can only imagine what my...
Hey YouTube, this is Jules. I'm just checking in for my weekly update. This is the second time I made this video, so hopefully this one will download. So let's start with the numbers. On December 16th, 2010, I had my surgery. I started the pre-op liquid diet at 305.8. Today I weighed in at 275.2, so that's a total of 30.6 pounds in 10 weeks. So if you average that out, I'm averaging 3.06 pounds a week. So that's pretty good, I think. I had a good week for the most part. The weekend, I guess I haven't had a good week. If I want to be honest with myself, I had a fat girl weekend. I kind of just fell off the wagon and ate what I wanted to. I had some ice cream. I don't know if this has happened to anybody else, but I pretty much stay away from high sugar things. Haven't had anything really, and I had a big bowl of ice cream, and it like put me into a sugar coma. It made me feel horrible. Totally was not worth it. When I ate it, my husband told me, he says, it's going to make you sick, and sure enough it did. So definitely regular ice cream is not worth it anymore. It used to be one of my favorite foods, but it made me feel horrible. I also wanted to talk to you guys about see how your weight does. I'm an everyday weigher, and I just kind of wanted to share with you what my numbers were for the week and how it went. You know, I did have the weekend, so that really affected things. But so I started out my week. Let's take a look here. It looks like I started out at 276.6. On Thursday, I weighed in at 278. On Friday, I weighed in at 279 because I had started choosing to have carbs. Saturday, I weighed in at 279.2. At this point, I was getting a little bit concerned. Sunday, I weighed in at 277. On Monday, I weighed in at 277. On Tuesday, I weighed in at 276, and then Thursday, I was down to 75.2, or 275.2. So my weight tends to go up and down, and I realize water and all that stuff affects it, but it's just kind of interesting. That's how all my weeks are. It doesn't ever stay consistent going down. I go up, down, up, down. So I keep losing the same couple pounds, which is a little bit discouraging. So, but this week I wanted to share my story with you. I've been watching some new videos out there. Blessed Kayla, who else? Learning to be Thin. She just had her lapband surgery, so she's experiencing the first couple days. So it's interesting to see what they go through and how they experience it and what's going on with them. So I just kind of wanted to share with you how I got here, how I got to this point. I was always a fat kid, something I always struggled with. You know, got teased when I was in school. You know, I had my friends and I learned to live with it, and my family was overweight, so it was just kind of, I guess, a learned habit. My first time I can really remember a number, a weight number, is when I was in 6th grade, and my mom took me to the doctor because she was a little bit concerned about my weight, and I weighed 120 pounds. And I remember the doctor telling my mom, if she just stays at that 120 pounds, she'll be fine. Did I stay at that 120 pounds? No, I did not. I pretty much dieted my way through junior high and middle school. You know, I wasn't a popular kid, I wasn't an unpopular kid. I can remember getting teased. I can remember situations. And I can remember, the next number I remember is when I was 20 and I got married. I weighed 160 pounds. And I can remember to keep myself at that weight, I dieted. So I did the hot dog diet, I did the cabbage diet. I can remember like a week before I got married. And it's funny that I can remember back so far. I mean, it's over 20 years. I can remember passing out because I'd been on that hot dog diet for too many days and my body just couldn't handle it. So 120 pounds. And then I got married, and when I was 25, I had my first child. And I had dieted myself up to 200 pounds when I got pregnant. And after I had my first child, I was at 267, which totally put me in depression. And I tell you, I think that being overweight, and I think carbs, contributes a lot to depression, because I've really struggled with depression, I would say, for the last 10 to 15 years. And the good thing is, since I've had lapband surgery and I've stopped eating so many carbs, I've stopped taking my antidepressants, and my mood has leveled out. It's amazing. If for no other reason, having the lapband surgery has been awesome for me. It has just amazingly affected my life. It's nice to feel good again. It's nice not to feel always tired and depressed and kind of hopeless. So it's great to have hope. So anyway, to get back to my story, after my first child, I got divorced. And after my divorce, I really started being healthy and started working out. And I went from 267 to down to 219. And that's when I met my second husband. And of course, when you start dating, you stop exercising, you stop dieting. And I don't know what it is that dating and food go together. But anyway, so we got married, and I had 2 more kids, and I ballooned back up to 267. And then I just really struggled with my depression, and I continued to gain weight. And finally, I went to a doctor and tried to get help. And I was, I think, like 295. I went to my gynecologist, and he told me that when people get to be my weight, the only way they can lose the weight is with weight loss surgery. And at that time, I was totally offended by that. He went out of the office and was going to send his nurse in to do blood work, and I just got up and walked out. I mean, I was offended. You know, I couldn't believe that anybody would suggest that I needed weight loss surgery. First of all, that's how much in denial I was. And so it did force me, though, to exercise. And so after that, I got an exercise partner. And for 3 years, I worked out faithfully. I was at the gym, 5 o'clock in the morning, working out. I did 4 half marathons, and I walked a full marathon, 26.1 miles, in under 8 hours. And that was a lot of training. I mean, we trained for that. And I totally enjoyed it, and I totally felt great when I was exercising, but I did not change the way I'm eating. So I only dropped 10 pounds during that time. Actually, I should say I dropped probably, let's see, over 3 years, take every month times 10. I lost the same 10 pounds at least 10 times over that 3 years. So I did lose 100 pounds, but it was all in the same 10 pounds, unfortunately. But then after that 3 years, we kind of got burnt out on it. I just kind of gave up, and I just kind of went back to all my old ways. And then finally, my husband and I talked about the vicious cycle that I fall into, which is I exercise, my willpower is great, I lose 20 to 30 pounds, and then I completely fall off the wagon, and then I go into depression because I hate myself because I've fallen off the wagon, and then I end up gaining all the weight back, and then I start all over again. And it's just a vicious cycle, and it affects my family. It affects everything around me. And he just said, you know what, I'm really tired of this cycle affecting our family. You know, I think you ought to consider weight loss surgery, because our insurance, you could get approved for it. So I half-heartedly went into the doctor, went to the seminar, decided to start the process. Of course, my insurance required a 6-month diet, and then it required you to go through nutritional counseling with your doctor, and then all these tests, and then you had to go through approval. So I started that in January of 2009, and it was all going along well. I didn't take, you know, they make you go on a diet and nutritional counseling. I didn't take it very seriously. So between, I believe that started in May. So between May and June, July, August, September, October, so it must have been March and October, I didn't take it very seriously, and I only lost, let's see, I started in at 313, and when I started my liquid diet, once I got approved, I was at 305. So I lost 8 pounds, which my doctor was very patient with me, but I didn't take it very seriously. And then in August of that year, I took my kids and we went to an amusement park. And it was a very busy day because it was in the summer, and I went to get on the roller coaster and I could not buckle the seatbelt, so I had to get off. In front of all those people, I had to get up and get off of the roller coaster. I was horrified. But the worst thing was I was not able to go on the rides with my kids, and that really hurt me. The fact that I had done this to myself, put myself in a position where I could not enjoy a fun activity like that with my family, it really hurt me. And that was at the moment that I knew that I had to go through with this. And so I started praying for approval, and I was blessed, and I got that approval. And my husband and my family have been totally behind me. I did want to share one more funny story with you about my experience with my weight over the years. My son is 17. When my son was 12, so 5 years ago, I was at 298 pounds, and I love The Biggest Loser. And I love to watch reality shows. And I went on the Learning Channel, TLC, and there was a place where they were asking for families to apply for this television show. And so it was regarding getting your family healthy. So I went ahead and put in the application, and we got a call. Our family got picked. And the name of that show was Honey, We're Killing the Kids. Now, first of all, when they told me the name of the show, that should have been enough to turn me off from it. But I was so desperate to find help because I don't want my kids to go through what I'm going through. So anyway, we got picked for this show, and we got flown to New York, and they did this photo imaging where they took the pictures of your kids and they progressed it ahead 10 years to what your children would look like if you continued the lifestyle that you were in. And it was horrible. I just bawled. Anyway, so they had a nutritionist come out, and it ended up kind of being a farce. We did lose weight on it, but they didn't really teach you anything, and it ended up being very negative. After that first season, they got rid of the nutritionist, and then they got a new nutritionist, and it wasn't on anymore. The scary thing is, though, you can go on Amazon.com and buy that episode, which is totally scary because my kids hated it once they saw it. Anyway, but we were desperate enough to go on that reality show. And we did lose weight, but did we keep it off? Did we learn what we needed to do? No. So anyway, those are my experiences. That's how I got to where I am. I've been watching lots of videos. I've ordered several new books. There's one out there that Bandit Wendy has been recommending, How I Got Fat. Just got that in the mail, so I'm going to start reading that. Trying to think what else I ordered. I ordered 2 other books. When I get them, I'll share with you. They're both about lap band surgery. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to be studying and trying to learn more on how to figure out how to eat the right foods. So I hope you guys are all doing great. Thank you for those of you who subscribe. It means a lot to me that you're watching, and it means a lot to me that you're sharing your information. I'm loving watching videos. I'm not always the best commenter, but there's some great information out there on YouTube, and I just thank you guys for putting yourself out there and sharing yourself. So I hope you have a great week. My next goal will be to get a video on here of me exercising. That's the one hurdle I haven't overcome yet, and so that is what I'm hoping to post next, is a picture of me at the gym on the treadmill. So until then, you guys have a great week. Talk to you soon.